afternoon, everyone. Of course, my name is Francis Tarasiewicz, and I'm a meteorologist and weather observer coming to you live from the summit of Mount Washington, or if you're watching this later. Definitely not live, but thanks for joining this evening as we look forward to the weekend. But before we look forward, we'll take a look back at the last day and the foggy, windy, and sort of wet day it has been so far, at least. We'll take a look here at our time lapse, looking at our deck camera. And you can see, a lot of fog. You see droplets on the camera here. We had about a third of an inch or so of rainfall overnight moving into today. And then, the story this morning when I was out taking my observations was plenty of fog, very strong winds as well from the north and northwest. You can see there little breaks that start to develop, more in the way of intermittent fog, and then some clearing as well, some nice undercasts. You can see plenty of tourists have been visiting the summit today, taking advantage of the weather. And then, we've had a bit more fog a little earlier this afternoon, but I think we've cleared things out again. We're left with a lot of haze and sort of lingering low-level clouds and moisture, which is hanging around the White Mountains region. You see finally that fog has lifted in the last few hours. And we're left with a pretty decent day up here on the summit. There's been a lot of interesting things going on weather-wise as well beyond the fog. Carl, if you want to help me minimize this here. Great. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. So we can take a look here at the current summit conditions up here. Currently, winds are not very impressive right now from the northwest, around 18 miles per hour, a far cry from what they were when I first woke up this morning. We had a peak gust of 83 miles per hour, right around the 6 o'clock hour or so. And temperatures today have been rather pleasant, I would say, not only up here on the summit, but in the surrounding valleys. You can see down below, we're right around 73 degrees at the base of Mount Washington. Up here on the summit, we've gotten finally up into the upper 40s. We started in the lower 40s this morning, around 42 for a low. We're up to about 48 or so. And visibility's come down quite a bit, down to about 15 miles. We've got a lot of that haze and wildfire smoke lingering around the area. But let me show you all the trends in winds. So let me just refresh this page really quickly here. There we go. So you can see our wind graph here. We saw, again, a peak gust around 83 miles per hour right after 6 o'clock this morning. We've been steadily ramping down. Still quite gusty at times, near tropical storm forest at times, 36 miles per hour as the current observation. You get a far cry from where they were today. We've had an exiting area of low pressure and an incoming area of high pressure. That's created quite a pressure gradient. But again, high pressure is kind of winning that battle. And so that pressure gradient is starting to wane. And we're starting to mix out that fog and cloud cover overhead. And speaking of cloud cover, we'll take a look at our visible satellite. It's a pretty wide view of New England and sort of getting into the Midwest, the Great Lakes region here. If you look really closely, you can see this sort of clockwise flow here, the low-level cloud field. And that's a big area of high pressure that's going to be coming in for this weekend. And really, that's going to be the big weather maker this weekend. Lots of high pressure, lots of dry air as well. And if we take a look at our true color satellite, we'll go down here. This is our true color band. You can see, again, lots of those white cumulus clouds. But if we go back earlier this morning, we take this loop back to about 96 frames or so. You see a lot of this milky sort of wildfire smoke and haze. And again, there's quite a bit of wildfire activity up in Canada, and so a lot of that has made its way. It's come into the high pressure. The high pressure is now pushing it further south, and that's why our visibility at the moment is only around 15 miles or so from the summit. We'll officially report haze as our present weather condition when that gets down to about 7 miles. So we're hoping that doesn't happen, of course, because that means poor air quality and just a lot of wildfire smoke. Pretty cool stuff there. Looking further to our south, you can see a stationary frontal boundary, and that's going to be a bit of a weather maker as well. We'll be tracking a weak coastal storm that will likely pass just south of southern New England later Sunday and into the day Monday, but really it's not going to impact things too much up here on the higher summits. But let's take a look now at the forecasted radar imagery. So this is the North American Mesoscale model. I'll wind the clock back to today, the time of this broadcast roughly. And you can see not a whole lot of activity. This model's producing a few showers, but I think those are overdone. Really just a dry air mass coming in with that area of high pressure, but we'll see. For the day tomorrow, you can see that boundary to the south trying to make its way north, but over much of the northeastern United States, we'll be seeing dry conditions, really not a drop of rain to discuss. And so we'll continue through the day Saturday. See the frontal boundary kind of menacing to the south there. This is getting into Saturday night. And here's the day on Sunday. It finally forms into an area of low pressure. This low pressure may be more of a subtropical low pressure, which takes on partially tropical and partially extratropical characteristics. You can think of it like a small nor'easter with a little bit of some characteristics of a tropical system. It's not going to be terribly strong, but it could produce some breezy conditions along the coast, as well as some widespread showers and rainfall going to the second half of Sunday. But really, that's going to stay to the south. And the main impacts up here on the summit are going to be brought to us in the form of high clouds, maybe a little bit of a wind shift, but again, not a big deal. Not even really a big deal for the areas it's going to be affecting, but there could be some stronger gusts along the immediate coastline, particularly across eastern Massachusetts, southern Connecticut, of course, the coast of Rhode Island and Long Island as well. And we'll see that thing sort of spin around to start the work week. This is later Sunday night, and you can see bands of showers, but again, remaining well to the south of the higher summits. We'll take a look now at wind speeds associated with our high pressure. And yeah, you're going to see this map look a lot more active and then gradually calm down. As you can see a northwest flow, we've got high pressure centered over the Great Lakes. That high pressure is going to gradually make its way towards the higher summits region. You can see actually the center of it over New York State by tomorrow morning. Still a little bit of a northwesterly flow, but definitely nowhere near as strong as what we saw this morning, again, with that 83 mile per hour gust. So winds will be on the decrease throughout the day Saturday. We'll see high pressure sort of crest over the region later Saturday evening. The winds will really slacken up here on the summits. It could become light and variable at times, even all the way up here at 6,288 feet, which is a feat in itself to get that to happen. So we'll be watching for that, and we'll see that more of the same moving into Saturday night, and especially during the day on Sunday. High pressure, again, will kind of remain anchored over the region. And that little feature I was mentioning, a very weak coastal storm that's going to be making its way north, actually, and westward. So it'll be taking a very interesting track. Again, impacts from it will be limited to far southern areas of southern New England. We'll keep the clock going here Sunday, and again, more of the same, likely light and variable winds with that storm looking pretty ominous, at least in this frame offshore, but again, remaining well offshore and weakening as it moves north. So not really going to be a huge weather maker for much of anyone. Taking a look now at temperatures, and temperatures will be on a moderating trend as that high pressure pushes overhead. So we'll keep the clock going overnight tonight. We'll see a slight cooling. We'll see temperatures falling back likely to the mid 40s or so. And then tomorrow, a pretty nice day up here. Again, abundant sunshine. Winds will be weakening as the day wears on. And temperatures will be rising as well going into the evening. And temperatures will get even warmer, at least aloft, moving into the day Sunday. You see the warmest temperatures actually sticking around portions of southern Canada there. But again, we'll get in on some of that. Temperatures likely rising into the 50s or so for the day Sunday. And again, the little spin offshore, that's that area of low pressure showing up in the temperature field as well. So we'll break it down day by day with our higher summits forecast. You can go to mountwashington.org/forecast to find. So we'll start with the overnight here with some details. We'll be in the clear under mostly clear skies. And again, temperatures will fall back somewhat into the mid 40s. Winds will be from the northwest to 25 to 40 miles per hour, eventually decreasing to 15 to 30 miles per hour. And wind chill values will fall to between 30 and 40 above. So a little bit of a chill to the air. So if you want to wear some layers, if you are out and about on higher terrain of New Hampshire and White Mountains. For the day Saturday, we'll be in the clear under mostly sunny skies. High temperatures will actually be pretty nice, mid 50s or so, slightly above average for this time of year. And winds will be from the northwest, 15 to 30. They're gradually decreasing, potentially becoming light and variable at times. So it could be one of those rare days where the winds up here are in single digits. So we'll keep a close eye on that. For Saturday night, more of the same in the clear under those mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will fall back, not by much, lower 50s or so, and winds will be from the northwest shifting to the north at 5 to 20 miles per hour. Again, possibly light and variable at times. And for the day on Sunday, it'll be mostly in the clear under mostly sunny skies. You could see a few high-level cirrus clouds moving in from the coastal storm, but really that'll be about the only impact from that storm, as I've probably said a few times during the video. High temperatures will be fairly nice, lower 60s or so, and winds will be from the north, shifting to the east a little bit as the flow around that storm makes its way up here in the North Country. But again, that will be really strong, 5 to 20 miles per hour, perhaps becoming light and variable at times. And that's about all I have for this upcoming weekend. Looking like a pretty great weekend across most of New England, which would be nice after a rainy couple of days earlier this week. And so with that, I want to wish you all a healthy and safe weekend. Thank you all so much.